here in Stanford's Hall of Fame room with Toby Gerhart. Now, Toby, obviously two-sport athlete, but I want to know what it was like in high school. You had to be the man on campus, right?
I don't know. I'm really quiet, real reserved, so I kind of just stayed low. But I had some success in high school, so.
Some success. I hear that you broke the career rushing record by 1,000 yards. You consider that some success?
Yeah, I had a good offensive line.
Yeah,
I give the credit to those guys.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I had a good high school career, and got me to the next level.
Let's talk about going to that next level. When you first show up at Stanford, what were your first impressions?
I mean, it's an awesome place. The first time I stepped on the campus, I was in awe. Of the people, of the atmosphere, and then of course the football and the tradition of the two sports. And at first I was a little overwhelmed. How am I going to handle school and then playing at an elite Division I program. But as time progressed, I got comfortable.
Now you're a student athlete, so let's talk about being a student. Your major, I was looking on your bio, and it says management, science, and engineering. Did you get the management just to get everything else figured out, or how does that work?
No, it's kind of like a business degree within the engineering department. And I wanted to go into business when I left high school, and this was the most applicable degree they had here. And, so I went after it, and almost done with it.
So, I mean, what's in the future? What would you like to do with that degree?
With that, I'd like to initially, I want to apply to like a JD MBA program, where it's a 4-year program where you get your master's in business and your law degree. But outside of that, get into venture capitalism, entrepreneurship, something like that.
Okay, so you're balancing all this school stuff, and then you decided to play two sports. Tell me about that thought process. Yeah,
I've done it my whole life growing up. Ever since I was a kid, I played football, basketball, and baseball. As time went on, I kind of dropped basketball my senior year of high school. But when I was coming out of college, or high school, that's what I wanted to do, was play two sports. And that was a huge factor in my decision. And Stanford had a long history of that, and I ended up here.
So let's talk about baseball a little bit. I see you've been hit by a lot of pitches. Please explain to me why you are such a target. Is it just because you're a large guy, or what's the deal? Are you kind of putting your arm in there trying to take?
A little bit, yeah. I stand on the plate. Everybody see a bigger guy that kind of throw curveballs, and I try to crowd the plate so everything's kind of down the middle or inside. And then I don't know, for some reason, my sophomore year, I had to wear a knee brace when I played, and I swear that thing was a magnet. The ball just attracted to that thing. I got hit more times that year than any other year. But I think it's just a product of just leaning on the plate.
Now let's go back to football a little bit. Obviously, you've seen the transition from the coaching staff changing, everybody coming in and out. What's been the biggest difference?
With this staff this past 2 years?
With seeing Coach Harbaugh come in and try and change up the culture a little bit.
Yeah, the biggest difference is just the energy he brings, and he's a player's coach. He can relate to us, he talks to us, he gets us fired up, he's always fired up, it kind of just trickles down. In the past, I don't know, I think there's a little bit of a disconnect between the players and the coaches, but with Coach Harbaugh and his staff, they make football fun again. My freshman year, at times, football became a job, and people weren't enjoying it. And now, people, the team I speak for, we can't wait to get to practice. We can't wait for Saturdays. We can't wait to get out there, perform, and represent our school and represent our families.
What gets you fired up? I mean, what is it about him that makes you want to play for him?
Just be around him for a couple minutes. He's crazy. He's yelling. He's jumping around. He's throwing a football helmet on and trying to get in there with us. And, you kind of just respect that. And it just, like I said, it carries down, and you just want to, run around and get excited when he's excited.
Now, you mentioned your family. I hear that you are the worst athlete in your family.
Probably.
Just a little joke. But, I mean, tell me about what it's like to be in such a family of athletes.
Yeah, it's been fun, growing up. First memories I have is running across the living room with my little brother, catching passes from my dad for hours on end, just running circles. But, growing up with, a bunch of, I guess, athletes in my family, it always made the weekends interesting, picnics or going to the park interesting, because I always get in a game of football, basketball, soccer, something. And, academics and sports were really emphasized growing up, and you know, it's paid off for all of us so far.
Tell me about your sisters. They're freshmen here at Stanford, right?
Right, yeah, they're finishing up their first week here.
Okay, what have they thought so far? They're on the softball team?
They're on the softball team. Yeah, they were scared to death at first. They moved in about last week, and I talked to them after the first day of school. I was like, hey, so how was it, you know? And they're like, oh my gosh, we have so much work. I was like, how can you have work? It's the first day of school, you just get your syllabus. But
did you give them any brotherly advice?
I just told them to relax. They're like, what are you doing? I was like, watching a movie. Like, you're not doing work? I was like, no, just you got to relax the first time. But I just told them not to stress, you know, not to worry about it. You know, things will fall as they will, and everything works out in the end. And you know, just relax. Take a deep breath, you know, and you'll be all right. You know, I'm here. You can ask me for help. There's academic support or whatever. You know, there's no reason to stress at this point.
Now, what's that like when you first get into the classroom at Stanford? Is it intimidating knowing that maybe some of the kids sitting next to you are going to cure cancer or, you know, something crazy? There's just so many people that are doing something at an early age at the school.
Yeah, it's definitely intimidating, and that's what makes Stanford a special place as well. I remember the first day I moved into my dorm, like I could walk down the hall and kind of meeting people, and you know, this person created some new math algorithm, this person's a chess master, their parents founded some prestigious university. So like one was a national debate champion, like everybody was special in their own way. So you know, it's kind of intimidating. You're like, can I hang with these people in the classroom? But you definitely can, and you just gotta work hard and you'll be fine. So
are the football players not the cool kids here?
I think we get respect. I don't know, maybe at first they look down on us, you know, athlete that helped you get in or something. But no, we fit right in with everybody else. You know, we're kind of nerds in our own right, I guess you could say. You know, we all had the academic accolades and, you know, scores to get in here. And you know, we're just
self-proclaimed football nerd.
I guess so. No, there's no reason to be ashamed of it. But you know, we fit right in. But outside the team, you know, everybody has friends amongst the regular student body, and those are friendships that are going to last a lifetime. And you know, we all have a good time.
So you've seen Remember the Titans, right?
I have.
Okay, at the beginning of the movie, Petey tells everybody how many yards he's going to get. You know, do you have any suggestions for yourself? You think you're going to pass 1,000 this year?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, I thought you were just talking about like a certain game. I was like, oh, I can't do that.
Oh, not 1,000.
Okay, good.
Game. Don't worry, I'm not expecting that.
No. Yeah, you know, 1,000 would be.
Is that the goal? Do you set specific goals for yourself?
At the beginning of the season, it was 2,000. Okay. That was what we're aiming for. Got off to a little slow start, so we're going to have to pick it up a little bit, but you know, that's still the goal, and that's what we're still going to shoot for, 2,000 yards.
Do you feel good about your chances to run the ball against UW?
Yeah, you know, I'm confident in our game plan and confident, you know, in our offensive line and, you know, everybody else that blocks for me, from the fullbacks to the tight ends to receivers. And, yeah, we're confident. You know, it's going to be a battle. They're a good defense, and, you know, it's going to be an exciting game to watch on Saturday.
What's it like having Alan Smith back?
You know, that's huge for us. He, you know, that's a testament to him, you know, his personal, you know, success and coming back through all the injuries he's been through. That's just amazing in the first place. But you know, he's going to help us tremendously. He was, before he got injured, you know, he was considered a first-round draft pick, and he's a leader, and he's been here. He knows, you know, how everything works, and to get him back on the field is just going to, you know, improve our depth. You know, open bigger holes for me and protect Andrew Luck.
Well, we hope you get 2,000 this year.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
You're watching Fox College Sports.